Hey everyone, it's me, Iesha Nyree, and welcome back to Iesha Nyree TV, where we are talking about creative entrepreneurism or entrepreneurship. I do this every video, and I say creative entrepreneurism, it's entrepreneurship, so eventually I'll get it right. I am so happy to have you all today. Remember, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please, you know you want to, you've watched a few videos, and if you want to know when I am dropping information and also have opportunities to get some freebies, contribute to the conversation, please go ahead and like this channel and make sure you're liking and subscribe to this channel and liking and sharing our information so we can share this amongst all of the creative community. Alright, so for today, we're going to talk a little bit about shadow work. Excuse me. It's a little dry here. It's like 100. I'm based in Charlotte, you guys. It's like 1,000,000,000 degrees here. So sometimes I feel like I'm on the sun and all of my vocal cords are dried out. So we're going to talk about shadow work. Many of my clients, when I'm sitting with them, really are at the point that they're skimming along and they're creating their work and they're very happy with their work. And then there comes a point where they feel stuck in the work. It's not quite a creative rut because they're still producing things and people are still liking it, but there are aspects of themselves where they don't feel like they're really giving out their best or giving their most authentic work, that there's a deeper level that they want to get to, and maybe it's because they are a creative entrepreneur, they don't want to get to that level, they're nervous about what people think. So then we start challenging them and we look at different things. I always tell people one of the first places you go to is your shadow work. It's getting down deep to the parts of you that have affected you, that you're not always loving looking at, those parts of you that you don't always show to people because you're just not proud of them. You have shame around them, you have guilt around them, you just have aspects of yourself that you don't like. To encourage you, remember, everyone has those parts of them, and we call them your shadow self. It's the parts that are kind of rough around the edges. It's they're not always glorious and beautiful. And I'm hesitant to say that because they are beautiful in their way. And I do find a lot of beauty in these parts of ourselves. It's just not in the way that we think of when we think of our light side. Everyone has a shadow side. Everyone. There are parts of every person that they're not proud of. I know for one, I am come across as very patient, but I'm actually not super patient about things. And those shadow sides cause me to make hasty decisions or give up projects really fast. I can go off like a fuse very, very quickly. I get really passionate about things and then I will go off on things. I've had to work through some of that. But yeah, there are parts of me that I'm not very proud of. For years, I hid them, and the goal was to hide them. And that was the encouragement. Just hide those parts of you. When you hide parts of you like that, those parts don't disappear. Hear me when I say this. Those parts don't disappear. They just stay broken and smushed down inside of you. So think of your full self as, I like the inner child imagery that is used in therapy. Think of that inner child as it's been hurt, it's been broken, it's afraid, it's lashing out, and it's trying so hard to make itself heard. And you keep adding to its trauma by not giving it space to be there, by telling it it's bad, it's awful. And those parts of you are going to seep in some way, shape, or form, and maybe even self-sabotage your work. That's where limiting beliefs come in. They are always going to find a way out, because if you keep holding on to this idea that there's parts of you that are shameful, that you hate, then those are the parts that are going to stop you from moving forward because you don't believe that those parts deserve good things. Hiding from your shadow side is not the answer. If you are a creative entrepreneur and you're doing creative parks, you have an opportunity to let some of that shadow work go into your projects. You're going to be very surprised, especially if you're starting to feel that everything is feeling inauthentic and you're feeling like you're just maintaining paradigms and status quo. Find ways to let part of your darker side, your shadow work, into what you do. And you will be amazed at the results. Yes, there are going to be some people who don't want to hear it and don't like it. And like I said in other videos about creating a niche, and it's okay to have a niche work. If you're wanting to do good work, if you're wanting to do great, valuable work, which is going to keep paying you in dividends over and over again, then you're not going to be for everybody, especially up front, especially in the beginning as you start your creative process, like your creative entrepreneurship. You're not going to be for everyone. That's okay. You don't need to be for everyone. You need to be for your clients. You need to be for your customer. You need to create the products that speak to someone, because whatever your shadow self and your shadow sides that you are not proud of is, I guarantee you there is someone in the world who feels the same way. And when you allow yourself to be vulnerable and allow yourself to enter that into your work and into your offerings and into your projects, when you allow those aspects, your work becomes so much richer and more interesting. And those clients that want to see more of it and you speak to and your work resonates with will find you, because they will see themselves also reflected in that, and they want to get closer to you, and they said this person understands, and then that's where the exchange goes in. So your creative work can be healing, not just to you, but to your client out there that is looking to take in your work. So yeah, don't shy away from doing your shadow work. Don't be shying away from the parts of you that you're not always proud of, that aren't always pretty and perfect, and you're not trying to go with the flow. You're not trying to be like everybody else, especially being a creative entrepreneur. Your goal is not at all to be like everyone else. Your goal is to be you. And to be you, you're going to have to look underneath and under those layers and pick apart and take in and expose your shadow side. It'll be okay, and you will get the support and love from the people that can relate, and those are the people that want to have money exchange with you and want to take in your work. So the lesson for today is take in your shadow side. Look at it, explore it, hug it, love on it. Love your shadow side. I love my shadow side, even when she cried. She's still awesome. So love your shadow side. Get to know that aspect of yourself and own it. Own it, look at it, and treat it with the respect that it deserves. Hope that helps. Like usual, make sure you are liking and sharing this. And please leave me comments. If this resonates with you, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. If it doesn't, give me your thoughts on that too. And also, if there's other topics that you want to explore, I can keep moving on that as well. Hope